7 orbits and how I mix into it. So this is a part of a song without any outboard processing of the Neve summing box. We're just going to go ahead and do a quick resample. There are vocals, some music, kick and bass, and I've put on the master -3 gain because that'll compensate for what ends up being taken off the trim of the orbit when I do pass it through there. And after that, I have the God particle, same settings as when I mixed it with the Neve summing box, and a little bit of digital clip just on there. So let's listen to it. Cool. Okay. So that is going to be the in the box mix with mono on the kick and bass. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off real quick on the kick and bass. I'm going to go to the main right here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that all down, right? And then I'm going to turn off all of these plugins because now we're going to take it back to how I made this track. So I have the vocals going external out to 7 and 8. I have the music going external out to 9 and 10. I have the kick and bass going external out to 5 and 6. Now, with the actual summing unit on the Neve, I have engaged the kick and bass 5 and 6 external out to be summed to mono. That's why you'll see with the in the box mix, I just went ahead and made it mono. So that's the only mono channel in the summing unit. It's all going through the summing unit. Like I said, I took off 3 decibels on the trim on the actual Neve, which is why I compensated for that on the in the box mix print. And then also I have a little bit of Neve blue texture at 12 o'clock. So let's go ahead and listen to this one as I print it. And you'll notice I have the same exact master chain afterwards, right? So that's the God particle, same settings, and the saturated digital clip. And this is just a metering system, so it really doesn't even need to be in here at this point. So let's go ahead and print this mix. Okay, so we're listening right now to the Neve mix. Remind you, I started the entire track with the routing already set through the Neve coming back and, you know, this master chain. Now in the box. Now, Neve. Do you guys hear the difference? Neve. In the box. Now I'll kind of just play it all through and you can hear the difference. And I'll just toggle between the two with soloing then the box mix and unsoloing it to hear the Neve mix. So it's a different workflow to get a different result, right? Is one better than the other? I mean, that's all perception and what you actually think is better. I do like how the Neve has a little bit more definition in the low end, and kind of like everything has like its punchy purpose. I can really hear everything really nice, and then the in the box. You know, you lose that punch and the bass, but you do gain way more stereo information, funny enough. And it sounds fuller in the high end. But that could be added back in with mastering in the box after the summing unit. What I will say is either way, it sounds plasticky, it sounds in the box, sounds like the computer mix, and then you turn it off and you listen to the Neve. You really just get so much out of that. And if I want to get the high end back in, I will just do this. Pro Q, maybe. This is just one of millions of options, right? Now, that difference was huge. Listen again to the Neve mix, but I've added the Pro Q3 to get a little bit more of that high-end width. In the box mix. I'll toggle between them. You could really hear that bass come out. I mean, I don't know what to say. I think that it's important to try different things and be open to different things, whether it's workflow, it's gear, whatever it is. I personally hear the gear, I hear the summing unit, helped me make different choices than I would have made without it. And again, just to emphasize how this all came about, I started making this track from scratch. I had a acapella, obviously, of my friend Avery Grace, and I started kind of playing around and adding drums and all this stuff. And I knew I set it up whereas the vocals were going to come out of a certain channel, the music was, and then the kick and the bass was going to come out of 5 and 6. And I knew I was going to sum that to mono at the end of the day. So you can even hear really quickly the difference, the sum to mono versus not. So this is mono, kick and bass. This is not summed to mono. So I wanted to use the mono signal flow of the the Neve, because I believe it gives more depth of a difference. Whereas digital, I think, just like explodes everything in a certain way. I feel like you can kind of get in between. This is gonna sound weird, but in between the decibels, in between the faders, in between the lines, using the summit. I mean the summing. So that all said, I think that it's important that you guys know I made the track. Hearing it come back in real time through the summing unit. Then, of course, at a certain point, I threw on the God particle, and then I just threw the saturator on digital clip. It's really doing nothing, but anyways, I put it there, kind of to get that Ableton sound back, since it wasn't running through the main, which has a built-in digital clipper anyways, from what I'm told. And then, I saved my ears through the process, produced a little warmer than, hot in the high end, which is normal. I probably would have done that anyways with the if I started it all in the box. Therefore, I realized that I should probably add some back in. Funny enough, after I switched the whole mix and I finished the song into an in the box mix, I was like, oh wow, like a lot of high end is there now that it's in the box, and the warmth is gone, which kind of makes sense. Analog summing, you get the warmth. Can you add the high end back in? Yes, absolutely. Could it go vice versa? Probably. I don't know, whatever. But again, I think it's nice every now and then to start a track through the summing unit. I don't do it all the time. It does take a little bit of routing to pay attention to your routing. And I do believe that it helps me make kind of more better decisions, to be honest, because of that depth perception that I hear through the unit. But nonetheless, what do you guys think? Do you guys hear the differences? I hope that you do. Do you have any questions? Let me know. And